Hi, I'm Ollie, and I'm going to be telling you about all the characteristics that influence the damage of the 2011 earthquake. First off, the natural characteristics. One of the worst characteristics that made the earthquake vulnerable would be the Avon River. This is because the houses along the Avon River have very weak soil and began to sink during the earthquake. A lot of the houses were destroyed that run down the Avon River, and that is where the majority of the red zone is. Another characteristic would be the location of Christchurch. For one, it is a massive area of flat land, and another huge problem is that there is a massive fault line running straight by Christchurch. Another natural characteristic that made Christchurch vulnerable to an earthquake was the soft soil on the eastern side of Christchurch. This caused liquefaction that squirted out of the ground into people's backyards and roads. This also caused resonant frequency, where buildings at certain heights would shake uncontrollably. Now for the cultural characteristics. One cultural characteristic that made Christchurch more vulnerable to the earthquake was the age of the buildings. Christchurch had a lot of buildings that were built a long time ago, making them extremely frail and vulnerable to the damage. Another building problem would be how the buildings were made. They were made with very poor infrastructure, making the buildings easily shaken around and extremely dangerous. Another thing that made the buildings more vulnerable would be the building materials used to create them. A lot of the buildings in Christchurch City were made of things like brick. This meant when the earthquake was shaking them, they broke very easily because they had a hard, solid material. All of these natural and cultural characteristics were the things that made Christchurch more vulnerable to damage. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.